champion will be. Mathematically, it's looking like two gentlemen, James Dean and that of Frederick Osbo. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me once again is Ryan Sage. Ryan, we saw some practice there, and you know, we saw some incidents with the wall yesterday, but there's only one wall, but this is a very fast track, and it's changed from previous years as well. Yeah, we've seen about 10 feet of additional pavement, 10 feet in width, paved onto the power alley area, specifically the touch and go, which is allows drivers to drive a wider arc, and it's really going to make the competition much more exciting, gives them that distance that they need, where we saw guys going way off course last year. And so really grateful for the track for paving that for us, and you know, it's really going to make an awesome competition from what we've seen in practice so far, and even from the Pro 2 guys last night. All right, so there are 4 coveted spots this round. It's top 32. Only 28 drivers, so that means the top 4 qualifiers. That includes James Dean, Frederick Osbo, Matt Kaufman, and that of Odie Bakshish. Those 4 drivers will not see action until top 16, so we won't have a bye run. We'll see them in top 16. Who they're going to go against will be decided just now. So we have quite a few battles here in top 32. Again, minus those 4 battles, we'll have 12 battles overall here in top 32. We'll have a halftime break where you get to meet and greet some of your favorite drivers. We'll have a Q&A session over at the Gum Out area with Ryan Turk, and we're going to have the GT4586 out on track. So a lot of things to do. Beautiful day here in Texas. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with those in Florida right now and during Hurricane Irma. But right now, another Florida resident right now, Alec Honadell throws it in as Jeff Jones is in tow. This is our first battle of top 32. Alec Honadell lighten those necks and tires through that power alley, Ryan. That's what you're talking about. The larger area, it creates what I seem to be more of a fluid power alley. Alec Honadell throwing down a crazy initiation there. Let's take a look at this again. Yeah, yesterday we saw him actually get an incomplete on his a qualifying run here, but not as extreme it was on that run. This run here, you can see nice smooth start. He gets right on that second hash mark on that first inside clip, works his way out to that second outer zone, doesn't get completely out there. Right there, nice job on that second inside clip, and then great job here through that third outer zone. You can see Jones having a little bit trouble overall keeping up the pace with Alec Honadell, a sensational young driver, starting off with a pretty solid lead run, Jared. Yeah, Honadell has just really created a name for himself, of really just kind of throwing caution to the wind type driver. Like I said, he's from Florida himself. His mom and dad are here, and you know, they are, like I said, our thoughts and prayers are with those during Hurricane Irma. But right now, it's Jeff Jones out front, and Honadell will be in the chase position. But Honadell, it seemed to me yesterday he was kind of back to the form we've seen before. He seems like one of those drivers that really goes for it. He's the likes of Chelsea Denova, Honadell, even Matt Kaufman has really kind of risen to the occasion. Yeah, those drivers that just basically go full bore every single run, no matter if it's a qualifying run, a practice run, head-to-head, and you can certainly see that he's got a real strong talent, and we expect a lot of great things from him in the future of the series. And right now he's got himself a good start there, a solid lead run, and now they're going to switch things up as Jeff Jones goes to lead and Alec Honadell will chase him down. And Jeff Jones is one to watch as well, the Doc S14 supercharged V8, so there's a fairly similar setups, both S14s, both supercharged V8s, so it just comes down to driving prowess. Who's got the more reliable car? Who's going to throw down a more gangster run? Jeff Jones in that lead position gets quickly settled into place about the second hash mark around that first clip. Some quick correction of the front wheel, filling the outside zone. Look at Alec Honadell diving in, taps the brakes, setting himself up for potential success. Going into that outer zone is Jones, and Honadell is right there, mirroring him everywhere he goes. Well done by Jeff Jones, but Honadell really came to light there in that power alley. Well, Jeff Jones was certainly shining here in this run. You can see he actually filled that second outer zone a bit deeper than Alec, but Alec stayed with him the entire time, didn't let him run away. You can see Jones right here is a little bit wide on that first inside clip, and that's the reason why he was actually able to get out to that second outer zone. But right there, Alec dives in, takes that line right in the pocket against Jeff Jones, and as Jones fills that last outer zone there, Alec is with him the entire way, just mirroring him. Great job in the chase position. That's that X factor, you know. You're not just showing up, as we said, full bore all the time, and it seems that Alec really just kind of brought that to him in this chase run. You can see him out of the car, congratulating each other, and Jeff Jones like seeing himself dance, obviously, there on Big Haas. Slide him left for Jones, slide him right for Honadell, and there it is. Alec Honadell gets the victory and advances on into the top 16. Well, guess what? Next stop for him, James Dean. James Dean and him will be doing battle in the top 16, so he's got to bring his A game. Good job there by Honadell, advancing on into the top 16. Next up, it looks like an all BMW battle. Both V8s, both BMWs. You have a Peruvian driver from Lima, Peru, and Alex Hilbrun. And then you got the Latvian driver of Kristaps Blush. Who's going to move on here? We're about to find out. Kristaps Blush, Mass Motorsports powered, HGK Motul lubricants, and Wisefab suspension. That's the white BMW, the white and red. And then you have the black and red. It's kind of good versus evil. Peru versus Latvia, V8 versus V8. Ryan Davis in the building. How we doing, Ryan? And here we go. Kristaps Blush out front, initiating both of them, tit for tat. Looks like Kristaps throws some more angle at it, past that Black Magic Intense front clip. Filling the outer zone through the power alley. You can see Hilbrun, looks like grabs another gear there and gains some traction, gains some ground. But Kristaps, known for having a rocket ship of a car, and he delivers right there. So let's take a look at this again here, Ryan. It seemed that Kristaps just outpowered Alex Hilbrun.
Well, Blush with this straight line approach here, he gets right on the edge of that outer zone. The judges will allow you to go all the way to the edge of the track. You can see a little bit less angle there from Alex in the chase position, and Blush doesn't completely fill that second outer zone. And you can see here Alex Hilbrun now starting to close the door. He's on a little bit of a tighter line coming through that last outer zone there, and then through that final inside clip, able to close the door a little bit against that amazingly quick car. You can see Blush actually goes off course. So a good battle, a little bit of back and forth here. Both drivers, a couple little mistakes, but now the opportunity to switch things up as Alex Hilbrun will go to the lead position, and Kristaps Blush goes to the chase.
Yeah, we went from Alec to Alex, so it's definitely a mouthful, and a mouthful of smoke. These guys are lighting it up. So again, James Dean, Alec Honadell in the top 16 already. And the battle of these BMWs. Now Hilbrun, Inca Madness Racing, field suspension, Nitto tires. Throws it out there. And Hilbrun, a wide swing, is going to tighten it up nicely on that front clip. Well executed, but cannot shake Kristaps Blush. Hilbrun actually having more angle. Kristaps making a correction, wrapping around that front clip. Now get in that outer zone. Alex Hilbrun gets out there, and Kristaps slowly gained some ground. So it seemed like they had the same kind of separation here in that power alley.
Yeah, I think one of the differences, if you compare lead to lead, is that Alex Hilbrun looks like he had a better lead. He goes much deeper into that second outer zone. Huge angle here, nice and tight on that second inside clip. And look how deep he goes into this outer zone here. Fills it right on that white line. The judges allow you to go all the way to the white line and use a rumble strip as a little bit of an extra padding before you go into the wall. So Alex Hilbrun had a solid lead run there. You can see Kristaps Blush was chasing him around the course the majority of the way. And so the way that the judging is going to work is they look at both leads together, both chases together, and then what driver did better overall.
As both of the BMWs await the outcome of this battle. Again, tell your friends they can watch live right now. Ryan, you have a great point here. If you could add, I mean, the championship, it's up for grabs. James Dean, Frederick Osbo. Kristaps Blush sits in third.
Yeah, this is a really big opportunity for Blush here to continue on in the championship, and he's really got to fight for every battle from here on out, depending on what happens on this battle.
Okay, so we are hearing that it is unanimous, and they are going one more time. They're going at it again. It's again, all the judges decided, and Ryan, do you agree with that call? I mean, it's unanimous. I tend to agree with it myself.
Yeah, I do think that Blush had the better chase, but Alex Hilbrun certainly had the better lead overall.
Okay, so indecisive are all three judges. Don't leave in the judges' hands, so it's a one more time battle between Blush and Hilbrun. Chelsea Denofa lighting up his Nitto tires. This is a look at the current standings. I mean, this is where, you know, I mean, even the previous round we're talking about championships, but coming into this round, this if I'm not mistaken, I believe this doesn't, and there's the point differences. So James Dean, 482, Frederick Osbo, he's 60 points behind. If you win, you get 100 points. So you can see Kristaps Blush there, 149 points. You know, if it ended today, no chance at it. But you know, crazy things happen, and they usually do, especially at Irwindale. This will be the final Irwindale, but you look at the point contentions, and as you said, Ryan, earlier yesterday, it's about bragging rights. It's about talking about, you know, the dialogue here. Odie Bakshi's in 4th, Michael Essa in 5th, you know, back in that BMW. Ryan Turk in 6th, having a great season. Vonkin Jr. debuting a new car. Matt Kaufman, look at that. I mean, Matt Kaufman has really just made a name for himself over the past few years. Dio Shihara, former champion, and then Dean Carney. He's really making that Dodge Viper work. I know he wanted to debut a new car, but it just goes to show you the diversity of cars. You know, look at all the different nationalities displayed here. I mean, it's well and diverse.
Yeah, and I think those numbers actually, if my math is correct, that would factor in qualifying. So that's actually going to be real-time points. And we do know that it is mathematically possible for James Dean to lock it up this event. He would have to go deep into the competition, and Osbo would have to get knocked out early. But it is mathematically possible. It is also very possible for Osbo, if Dean goes out early in the competition, to really close the door within 20 points, 24 points going into Irwindale if he were to win the event. So,
all right, so right now it's Denofa and Mohan. Chelsea Denofa, BC Racing, Nitto Tires, Ford Performance Mustang RTR, going against that Mazda Tricks, built to Apex, Nexon Tires, MX-5 of Kyle Mohan. Chelsea Denofa, good job from him about that second hash mark into the power alley. Really showing some dominance here. You can see that loose suspension setup, kind of a signature thing from that RTR camp. Kyle Mohan very shallow, not getting out to that outside zone. Chelsea Denofa making it look easy there in that lead position. He has the clean air. Kyle Mohan looks like he checked up there on that final rear zone.
Well, you can see Denofa straight line approach here. He immediately gets back on throttle. That's what the judges want to see. As we look at the acceleration deceleration map later, you'll see that there is a little area there where they expect some deceleration, but Denofa pretty much full throttle all the way through, fills that second outer zone very deeply through that inside clip, pretty solid, and great job on that final outer zone and that last inside clip. Kyle Mohan, on the other hand, just struggling to keep pace with Chelsea Denofa, and now they'll switch things up as Kyle Mohan will take the lead spot and Chelsea Denofa will chase him down.
Mohan will lead, Denofa will give chase here as they switch it up, and we will be going back to Blush and Hilbrun. Pretty sure it probably won't be the next battle, but soon thereafter. But already seen Hilbrun in the pre-grid area. So again, our top 4 qualifiers, and we're talking about, you know, a championship, but James Dean and Frederick Osbo, they're already in the top 16. So Osbo's really going to need to strike gold here. Kyle Mohan out front, Chelsea Denofa in the chase position. Mohan whips it into that first outer zone. Denofa tucking in. A wide swing by Denofa. Getting blinded by the smoke. Stands back on the throttle is Denofa as Mohan just barely dips a tire into that outside zone, and Denofa. Interesting approach there from Denofa. Looks like he was on the right line, and then he overshot that first front flip.
You can see Kyle here initiates. He doesn't fill that outer zone completely. You can see that box there painted by the judges during the intermission break, and you see Denofa kind of gets past Kyle Mohan a little bit on a wider line there, where it looks like he drops the left tire for a little bit. Now we have to compare the lead to lead and chase to chases. I think Denofa still has the better of these two leads. And Denofa did make some mistakes in the chase position, but he was able to wind it up towards the end there, and we'll have to see how that factors in overall.
All right, so we are seeing Christoph Blush warm up his tires, and Hilbrun off in the distance. We have Denofa and Mohan awaiting the verdict. Blush and Hilbrun will be the next battle. The one more time, slide him left for Mohan, slide him right for Denofa. And Chelsea Denofa gets the victory. He advances on as BC Racing, Nitto Tire, Ford Performance Mustang RTR. So Christoph Blush, Alex Hilbrun, track is clear, and we are ready to send him for this one more time battle. So it seemed they both had the similar mistakes, especially through that power alley. A lot of separation there. Let's see what we got. right, you can hear him winding up on the far side of the track. And looks like we have a clean start. No cones hit through the start chicane. Let's see how Kristaps does out front. Boom, fills that rear clipping zone. Hilbrun quickly getting to the side of his competitor of Kristaps Blush through the power alley. Looks like Hilbrun shortening up his angle to gain some ground. Kristaps filling that outside zone, about the second hash mark there for Kristaps, and Hilbrun crosses the finish line.
This is a much better lead run right here by Blush. Watch his left rear wheel. He's going to get very deep into that first outer zone. Last time he was a little bit on the inside there, but you can see Hilbrun keeping the pressure on. And also Blush, better job on that second outer zone there through the power alley here. Good angle, wraps around that second inside clip. Hilbrun through the smoke line. He's on a tiny bit of a shallower line through that third outer zone. So we'll have to take a look at that when we watch Kristaps Blush go to that chase position. But overall from Blush, no major mistakes, not even really any minor mistakes in his lead run there. And just from Hilbrun, a tiny bit of a mistake by not going as deep into that final outer zone. But other than that, a really close battle so far.
All right, so what is Hilbrun gonna do out front? With all that clean air, Kristaps Blush is in his rearview mirror. Both these guys run probably similar horsepower, similar setups, but they both won it here, advancing on into the top 16. The winner will be going against Chelsea DeNofa in the top 16. Hilbrun initiates, Kristaps Blush right there. Good angle, look at that, mimicking Hilbrun. Tight job on that front clip. I'm talking about that power alley. And both of them get into the outside zone, and Kristaps goes into the tire wall. He stays in it. Looks like he shreds some HGK. Carbon and fiberglass off the back. Let's take a look at this again, Ryan.
Well, certainly that last section of the course going to play a huge role here. You can see great job right there by Alex out front, filled that zone completely. You can see Blush right with him. Now watch how deep Alex gets here into that second outer zone. Pretty much fills it completely. Great job there. And also very tight with good angle on that second inside clip. Now right here, Blush surging forward here. Tags the wall, stays on throttle. And we want to take a look here. Let's take a look at Hilbrun's rear wheel, see if there's anything crazy going on there.
All right, so we are taking a look at it again as we can slow it down and to capture a little bit more of what transpired here. Lantain, looks like we got you on here.
Yeah, so the second e-brake pull right there, at that point, so we have a slowdown zone before the zone, and then we said you should be back on throttle, powering through the zone, and then getting to inside clip 1 over the finish line. It looked like Hilbrun slowed down as he was approaching. You'll see the initial e-brake pull, which isn't a big deal, that's totally okay, but then he has another big pull inside the zone. And then at that point, Blush is right next to him, and he doesn't really have anywhere to go. This is supposed to be back on throttle area. You can see that Blush actually hits him because of that second big e-brake pull from Hilbrun. So that's going to be, in my opinion, against Hilbrun because of that second e-brake pull. He's beyond the slowdown zone, and at that point, that was an error on Hilbrun's part.
All right, so really analyzing here. There is the Excel decel map. Lantain, elaborate.
Yeah, so you can see that that red zone is leading into the outside zone 3. In the meeting, we were very clear it should be slowing down as you approach the zone. Once you enter the zone, you should be getting back on throttle and powering out of that zone. And that is exactly what Blush in that area was looking for. He was expecting that lead driver to get back on throttle and to get out of the way, essentially. But it's an area where you have to expect that chase driver to get back on throttle. If he doesn't get back on throttle, the lead driver could potentially pull away from him. So in terms of expectations from the chase driver, that's why we designed this Excel decel map specifically, so that the chase driver can be confident where they can get back on throttle and maintain proximity, especially at the level that we're expecting from them here.
So a good job drive from both these gentlemen. We'll see how it ends up right now. Slide him left for Hilbrun and right for Kristaps Blush. Kristaps still in the game. He's in the top 16. He'll be going against Chelsea DeNofa in the top 16. So Kristaps Blush continues to see more competition. Unfortunately for Alex Hilbrun, he is going to retire in his IMR field suspension Nitto tires BMW. JTP, Justin Pollock, Roush Performance, Falcon Tires, Ford Mustang. going against Nate Hamilton. These guys saw a competition against each other in Seattle. And as you can see, Pollock came out on top. Nate Hamilton got into the wall. There's only one wall here that you really need to be concerned about for Hamilton. He got into it earlier in practice, but Nate Hamilton and Juku Racing, VA powered, BC Racing coilovers, Hankook tires on the corners. He is from Rowlett, Texas. He's nicknamed Little Tex, as JTP Justin Pollock will lead. Justin Pollock qualified 13th compared to Nate Hamilton qualifying 20th, but that's all out the window now. That just brackets you up. Now it's about advancing on into the competition. Justin Pollock out front, Nate Hamilton in the chase position. Quick little feint into that first rear zone. Nate Hamilton right there, right on the door of the Mustang. Great angle from Justin Pollock, coming to the power alley. Big angle from Pollock. You can see Nate Hamilton gaining some ground, getting into that last outer zone. Justin Pollock does that. Nate Hamilton, very shallow around that final corner.
Yeah, you can just see one of the noticeable differences there was Hamilton didn't fill that third outer zone completely, but he does keep tight proximity here to Justin through this first turn. Pollock, nice job on that first inside flip through that second outer zone there. Pretty good job. Good angle, nice speed. Keeping the throttle on as he gets through this third outer zone. That's where Hamilton kind of takes his line a little bit tighter there. Probably had to do that to gain some proximity, so it was a good strategic move, but will receive a slight deduction there. And now Nate Hamilton, after having what seemed to be a pretty good-sized wreck in practice, is now back out on course and looking pretty phenomenal here. He will go to the lead position, and JTP will chase him down.
Nate Hamilton will now lead. Justin Pollock giving chase. Let everybody know you are here at Formula Drift Texas. Hashtag FDTX. Again, hashtag FDTX. All those photos you're taking and videos, let them know you're out here. Here we go. Hamilton out front. Pollock in the chase position. Hamilton initiates. Quickly, some good angle. Looks like Justin Pollock gains proximity quickly into that first front flip. And now through that power alley. Hamilton transitioning into that final rear clipping zone. And Pollock trying to shut the door here on Nate Hamilton.
A good job by Justin Pollock here to be aggressive, but also stay measured. There looked like there's some opportunities there where there could have been some contact on course. You can see right here, slow on the throttle, but not even like 3/4 of the way through. Hamilton is back on the throttle full bore. Justin has to make some adjustments there through the power alley. Good job by Nate here. Again, another time where Justin surges forward, nearly makes contact with him. You can see Nate does a pretty good job filling that third and final outer zone, but unable to shake Justin Pollock through that final turn.
All right, so Pollock and Hamilton awaiting the outcome of their battle. You can see Ryan Turk off in the distance in the Gumout multi-system tune-up. Toyota Racing, Toyota GT86 on Hankook tires, but right now, the outcome of Hamilton and Pollock. Slide them left for Hamilton and right for Justin Pollock. Ryan says JTP one more time, and Andy says Justin Pollock. Justin Pollock gets the victory and advances on into the top 16. As you can see, it was a split decision, 2-1, but majority rules, so 2 of them sided with Justin Pollock. So Ryan Turk on the start line awaiting Farouk. We have yet to see Farouk compete this year, so he brings a new car to competition this year. This is its maiden voyage. He's going against Ryan Turk. Farouk on Nexen tires, STR racing wheels in his BMW, as Ryan Turk patiently awaits. Again, right after top 32, he'll be bringing out his infamous Gumout GT4586, a Ferrari 458 under the hood of a Toyota 86. That'll be right here on track, right after the final battle of top 32. So if you want to see and hear that thing run out here on track, taking the President ITW brands out here. But right now it's in his comp car. Ryan Turk and Farouk ready to go head-to-head here at the AutoZone Showdown. We had the throwdown in Seattle, now the showdown here in Texas. Ryan Turk out front, qualifying 5th compared to Farouk's 28th. So here we go. Ryan Turk and Farouk. Turk throws it into that first outer zone, filling all of it. Farouk in tow. Good angle from Ryan Turk. Farouk dropping back quite a bit. Now through that power alley. Ryan Turk zeroes in on that front clip, dialing it into that last outer zone. You see a quick little shimmy there. Doesn't get very deep, but just dips that tire in. Talk about Ryan Turk out front, but a large separation here from Turk and Farouk.
Turk, the higher qualified driver, taking the lead there. You can see slides that left rear tire through that first outer zone. Good movement here to that first inside clip. He's on that second hash mark. Big smoke line really deep into that second outer zone. Now Farouk having a tough time keeping up here. Turk through that second hash mark on that second inside clip. Not completely as deep as you'd like to see on that final outer zone, and also misses that last inside clip by a little bit. But you can see the big takeaway there. Farouk unable to keep pace with Ryan Turk, and Turk was not running away using a shallower line. He was doing what the lead driver should be doing. So that'll be credit to him, and now Farouk will have an opportunity of his own as he goes to the lead position.
This is where things get a little interesting, to be quite honest, as far as Farouk is concerned, because for Farouk debuting a new car, this is his maiden voyage for this next entire STR Racing Wheels BMW, coming to us from Northern California. But Ryan doesn't have any notes other than what he saw today and yesterday as far as going against Farouk. And it looks like Farouk is, yeah, we are seeing a restart here. We saw the light flashing off in the distance.
Yeah, Jared, and we can have restarts for a number of different reasons. It can be the lead driver jump the light. It can be a cone knocked down in the chicane. It could be crossing over the median line where the drivers need to stay in their lanes. I think in this case it looks like it's a
cone
false.
was hit.
A cone was hit.
Yeah, even yesterday we had a restart because the lead driver actually just stayed on the line a little too long, so they did a restart because of that. So right now Farouk hit a cone. It is a restart between Farouk and Ryan Turk. So that is 1 strike on Farouk's side, 3 strikes you're out, similar to baseball, but hopefully we won't see that again. And looks like we got a clean start. Here we go, Farouk out front, Ryan Turk in the chase position. Farouk throws it down, and Ryan Turk gaining the proximities right there on the door of Farouk, and Farouk lacking a lot of angle there. Seems like he's having trouble stepping out with that car, and Farouk looks like that is more grip driving than drifting. So unfortunately for Farouk, it's not going to work out for him in that lead position either.
Yeah, there's also protections in place for the chase driver in a situation like this. We had one yesterday in Pro 2. If the lead driver does zero out in a clear way, either spinning out or crashing, that would mean that the run is over, and that's just to protect the safety of the chase driver, so he doesn't need to finish the run. Right there, that would be an incomplete, and so technically the run is over at that point. Turk's still drifting around, but you should know that there's going to be no issue there for him to finish up.
All right, so as Turk and Farouk are awaiting the outcome, again, if you haven't seen it already, the gum out GT4586 will be out here, and so will Ryan Turk and the top 16 as he knocks out Farouk Kawai and his Nexen Tires STR Racing Wheels BMW. And unfortunately for Farouk, that is a wrap. Hopefully we'll see him at Irwindale, and next time you'll see Ryan Turk in his gum out multi-system tune-up Toyota Racing Toyota GT86 on Hankook tires. Will be in the top 16. So right now we have Lorette Nickel, who is with Christoph Bluch down in the pits.
Moving on, and unfortunately a hard tap on the track. Were you expecting Alec to continue on the throttle there?
Yes, I guess that was about to be like a diesel zone was about to be end, and that's the place where you should already like be on a throttle and just keep up the speed. So judges look, I guess we're looking like so many times for one more time replay, and I think that was the cost of the damage of the car and the way I touched him, and gladly it end up only with the body get damaged, so the car itself is in a good condition, ready for battle.
Okay, so we're just looking at cosmetic damage here?
Exactly, so it starts to look like we are going forward today.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and we are seeing Ken Gushi warming up his tires. Ken Gushi qualifying 12th in that Gretty Performance Toyota Racing Toyota GT86. He's going against Finnish driver Juha Rintanen. Juha Rintanen next in tires. He's on STR Racing wheels as well, as Gushi, the OG, pulls up to the start line. And you can see Gushi and Juha going against each other one time before, with Ken Gushi getting the better of the two. All right, so we are already more than halfway through our top 16, considering the bye runs of, or not the bye runs, but I should say the fast pass into the top 16. There's some of the stats there for Ken Gushi. Second place overall in the 2015 Pro Championship. Runs a 2JZ under the hood of this GT86. He was the first ever to have what was previously known as the Scion FRS, and now with the basically absorbing of the Scion brand, now the Toyota GT86. And here we go. So Gushi will be out front. Juha Rintanen will give chase. Ryan Turk will be doing battle against one of these gentlemen. And here we go. Ken Gushi out front. It's a clean start. Juha Rintanen in the chase position. And Ken Gushi, big angle there, nice job. Cannot shake Juha Rintanen. Through that power alley, big angle there from Gushi. Ripping through the power alley, nice job by Gush. Gets all the way to the outside zone. Putting his car in all the right places, Ryan. I mean, that was a solid and just clean, very concise lead run.
It was a great start for Juha and Gushi here. Gushi, snappy initiation, just a little bit deeper he could have been in that first outer zone. Wide line, hits that second hash mark, but right here he really starts to pour it on. And pay attention, he gets pretty deep out to that touch and go. He's nice on that second inside clip. There's a big separation here that we're gonna have to take into account when Juha performs his lead run. And overall, Gushi pretty good on the second half of the course there. Juha now going to the lead position. Ken Gushi will chase him down.
All right, so now we are going to be seeing Juha Rintanen. Looks like we're getting some track maintenance. All right, so quickly, thank you to our track staff here for working hard. And Juha will be out front. Juha Rintanen out front, Ken Gushi giving chase. All right, here we go. Juha Rintanen, Ken Gushi into that first outer zone. Juha filling that outside zone quickly, but then Ken Gushi took a shallower line. Looks like he allowed himself to gain that proximity and maintain it as well. Juha taking out that front clip, now into that outer zone. Oh, Juha Rintanen! Juha Rintanen goes hard into the tire wall. Let's make sure he is okay. I'm seeing hands outside of the vehicle as Juha, the doors open. Make some noise for Juha Rintanen. All right, just want to make sure that safety is our #1 priority. He is outside of the vehicle, as you can see. So Juha in that lead position. The back end just grabbed by the tires and just spun the car around. So this will take a few moments in order to clean up the track, see what goes on with Juha and Gushi. That was the second half of that battle, so we will have a decision, but here we take a look at it again. So like I said, Juha went to that outside zone. Ken Gushi was middle of the road, so it was kind of a weird approach. Both of them are tight to that front clip. But watch, here they go to the power alley. Juha Rintanen, you'll see the back left end. They just get grabbed up by the tire wall and gets spun 1.5 times. So a little 720 there from Juha Rintanen, Ryan.
Yeah, tough break for Juha. Just goes a bit deep there. Much rather see that happen to the vehicle than slam into that wall at that speed with no tires there. But nonetheless, a tough break for him, a hard-fought battle. And obviously, he's going to be on the losing end of this one.
So slide him left for Juha, slide him right for Ken Gushi, and I think you know the outcome. Ken Gushi advances on. Ken Gushi advances on. So we'll take a quick break. We're going to clean things up here on this corner. This is the Autozone Showdown. As you can see, we're doing some rodeo flips, some 720s, courtesy of a Finnish driver. When we come back, some more action here at the Black Magic Formula Drift Pro Championship presented by Blackview Dash Cameras. This is round 7 of 8 here at Texas Motor Speedway. More drifting action when we return. All right, as we're just rounding up and cleaning up the track, we have a quick look back at our top 5 qualifiers from yesterday. First off, Ryan Turk. Ryan Turk, car number 411, that Gumout multi-system tune-up Toyota Racing Toyota GT86.
Yeah, strong performance from Ryan Turk here. He had a high of 92 and backed that up with a 90 on his second run. We had a number of ties in that 92 area, and Ryan Turk was able to take that to a number 5th qualification, giving himself a very strong opportunity.
Then qualifying number 4, a championship contender. Can he grab another second championship? That is Frederick Osbo.
And for Frederick Osbo, very important that he have this high qualification. He needs those extra points to fight for the championship, to try to close the door as much as he can on James Dean. James Dean has a pretty commanding lead coming into this round, but it is in the sights of Frederick Osbo.
And the points aren't just coming from qualifying, but also the fast pass in the top 16 for this driver as well. The top 4, Odi Bakshis qualifies 3rd.
Well, this is the highest single qualifying score we've seen from Odi Bakshis in his career at a 95. He also backed that up with a 92, so Odi Bakshis seems to have this track dialed and looking very, very strong.
Our number 2 qualifier is a guy I really like. He's tall, he's young, but man, he is, as his car says, this machine was built for war, and it looks like he's out for blood. There's blood in the water. Matt Kaufman.
Well, this is one of the first scores that we've seen that actually had perfect style across the board. And that was really the only difference between him and James Dean. They had the same number of total points, but Matt Kaufman actually had a perfect style score, which is incredible.
Yeah, I love that driving style. But then he was outdone by none other than a gentleman that already has 3 wins this year. Your current points leader, the Wordhouse Drift Team, Falcon Tires S15. James Dean scores a 97.
Yeah, so if it wasn't enough for Frederick Osbo and the other contenders, James Dean adds 7 points to his championship prize pool so far in that number 1 qualification. Just looking extremely strong, and consistency and preparation has really been the key for him all season long.
Yeah, consistency. It's about attrition, right? I mean, that's the sign of a champion. You don't just win one event. You got to just be consistent. I mean, if you look at it, if you look at Chris Forsberg last year, he never won an event, but he was on the podium multiple times. So that just goes to show you don't have to win. You just need to be there and be consistent.
Yeah, no doubt. And James Dean backing it up with those wins. And it's been a long time since we've seen somebody win 3 events and not win a championship. And I think the last person to do that was Daigo Saito in his inaugural year. So he's in good company there. James Dean certainly making an impact as we move along in competition. And
just listening to his Maximum Driftcast podcast before, he was saying, I was just going to be happy with a win, but to have 3 to be in contention for the championship, he's absolutely on cloud 9. It's more than just the Irish luck. You definitely need some skill. So, hey, want to give back to you guys. If you're sitting there and you have your phones out, why not text to win a set of Drifts wheels, Drifts hardcore wheels for the street, courtesy of Drifts, D-R-I-F-Z. All right, so again, we are seeing Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Pat Gooden pulling up to the line. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Pat Gooden here on the start line, and we are more than halfway through our top 32 battles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battles left. And right now it's Vaughn Gittin Jr., 2010 Formula Drift champion in that Monster Energy Nitto tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR. His teammate Chelsea Denofa's already in. He's going to need to go through another Florida driver. This is Pat Gooden. Pat Gooden in the chase position. He's in that Gumout Autozone Pennzoil S13 operated by Huddy Racing. as Von Gittin Jr. fills that outer zone into the power alley. Good transition past that front clip, bring it into that final rear clipping zone. Von Gittin Jr. settles in. Pat Gooden almost makes it out there, takes out that front clip, but as we see Von Gittin Jr. and Pat Gooden.
Well, Von Gittin Jr. getting settled in here. Good start for him as he takes that lead roll here. You can see coming down the front straight, really deep into that first outer zone. Great job there. Pat Gooden through the smoke line, trying to find an area to attack here as Von hits that second hash mark on that first inside clip. Great job by Von, super deep into that second outer zone. Pat Gooden now coming through that second inside clip, but Von reaching out to that final outer zone and does a great job in the lead position. Really hard to compete with that when you go out and really make no mistakes in the lead. Gooden fighting hard, and now he has an opportunity to do the same in his lead position.
All right, so now we are seeing Pat Gooden in the lead position, and Von Gittin Jr. will chase. The winner of this battle will go against Matt Kaufman in the top 16. We were just talking about Matt Kaufman, and we were talking about his score of 97. He backed it up with a 90, and then James Dean 97, then a 92. So both of them having 97s, but it was a second score that was really the deciding factor. So Pat Gooden will lead in his gum-out AutoZone Pennzoil Hankook tires S13. Von Gittin Jr. will be given chase. And looks like we are clear to send. The track back has its Black Magic Intense clipping points back in their respective places. Pat Gooden with his V8 under the hood, and of course got the Ford V8, got the Roush 8s under the hood of Von Gittin Jr. And away they go from the start line. And here goes Pat Gooden out front, initiated into that first outer zone. And a sweeping turn. A wide swing from Pat brings it back in about second or third. Hash mark there for Pat, and Von gets it even tighter. Through the power line, Pat Gooden hammering down into that last outer zone, shortens it up quite a bit. And Pat Gooden brings it across the finish line. Ryan, let's take a look at this again.
Well, it's not the greatest chase run for Von Gittin Jr. You can see Pat starts off pretty good by going deep into that first outer zone, but Gooden has some issues of his own. You can see he misses that first inside clip by a wide margin, does a better job on that second outer zone. Here's some separation here between Von and Pat Gooden, but Pat Gooden comes up way short on that final outer zone. Gittin has to make an adjustment to stick with Pat Gooden, following as a moving clipping point, and then they cross the finish line there. So both drivers having a couple little mistakes, but Gooden missing that very important final rear zone in that last corner there, Jared.
Yeah, so let's see where they land. Again, the winner will be going against Matt Kaufman in the top 16. Neither of these guys up for contention in the championship, but where they land overall definitely makes a difference. Pat Gooden, Von Gittin Jr. slide them right for Von Gittin Jr. So Von Gittin Jr. advances on as Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR. All right, so we want to give back to you. So I talked about it a little bit ago. Now you can win a set of wheels courtesy of Drifts. Tag a photo of you watching this event, because I know you already are. You're on social media, so hashtag FDDRIFZ17. You can see it, Drifts, hardcore wheels for the street. You can't miss it on Big Haas, courtesy of ATDWheels.com, and you can win a set of Drifts wheels as run by Odi Bakshis in his S14. Also, we saw Chelsea Denofa in the top 16 already. You can win a set of wheels that he runs. Hashtag FD Centerline 17. Enter to win a free set of Centerline muscle car wheels. Hashtag FD Centerline 17 as run by Chelsea Denofa. Our next two competitors are on the start line. This is Michael Essa, who I got to say, looking a lot more comfortable back behind the wheel of his BMW in the Essa Autosports Achilles Radial BMW. He's going against Cameron Moore, who is debuting a new car this year, and just every event seems to get better and better in that nameless performance Toyota GT86. Now, the Butcher, as he is known by during the work week, and then he's the Butcher out on track as well, because literally he is a butcher. If you haven't taken a look, he's got a meat cleaver on the side. He's even got a butcher's apron on his race suit. Here we go, Michael Essa. Big angle there from the gentleman, Michael Essa, into the power alley. Oh, and then Cameron Moore. Looks like he lost drift as he entered into the power alley. Into that final outer zone goes Essa, and Cameron Moore seeming to have some issues there, shortens it up, and goes very shallow around that final corner. Let's take a look at this here again, Ryan.
Well, Jared, we lose Cameron Moore coming out of that first inside clip. Let's take a look again here at the beginning. Essa initiates back on the throttle here. As you can see, Cameron Moore eyeing up to attack on the inside, but right here through the smoke line, we can see Moore falls back. He straightens out a little bit. Looks like he had to reinitiate, but really the distance is a big factor here as Essa tries to get deep into that outer zone. Could have been a little bit deeper there, but that distance, a lot to overcome from Cameron Moore, and you can see about the 8 to 9 car lengths gap through the finish line.
All right, so as we are getting the track back up in running order, and we'll see the second half of this battle. Cameron Moore, Michael Essa. Just a few more battles left here in top 32. A beautiful day out here at Texas Motor Speedway. Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers are with those that also endured Hurricane Harvey here locally in Texas, down south in Louisiana. Hurricane Irma that's just ripped through Dominican Republic, which one of our drivers is from. He said, fortunately, just caused some rain and wind, no damage to him, but again, now Irma touching down on Florida land. All right, we are sending cars. Cameron Moore will lead Nameless Performance. Toyota GT86 will be chased down by the Essa Autosports BMW on Achilles radials of Michael Essa. And here comes Cameron Moore out front. Let's see what Cameron's got. He's got the clean air. Boom, right into that rear zone. Michael Essa initiates, good angle, but now look at that, reeling him in. Looks a lot more comfortable out front for Moore. Right on that front clip is Moore. Essa goes a little too deep, takes it out. That might just be enough for Essa to take down Cameron Moore here in top 32. Let's look at it again, Ryan.
Yeah, you can see Michael Essa able to tie up the package towards the end there. Keeps a pretty close distance, a longer ways through the course than Cameron Moore overall, but Moore out front pretty strong here. You can see filling that second outer zone very nicely, but he's on a tighter line here through the power. I like to see him get out towards that touch and go. Essa blows out that second inside clip, and then through the third outer zone. Both drivers are pretty close together here. Essa surging through the finish line.
All right, so you can see both the drivers waiting in the wings to find out who advances on. The winner will be going against the winner of our next battle. Chris Forsberg sits on the line, but first, let's find out the outcome. Slide him left for Moore, right for Michael Essa. Ryan, Brian, and Andy say Michael Essa. Michael Essa advances on. Essa Autosports Achilles Radial BMW, the former Formula Drift champion, advances on into the top 16 with his Achilles shrouded vehicle. So our next battle here is Chris Forsberg and Robin Ishida. Chris Forsberg, three-time and defending Formula Drift champion. You can see they've gone against each other 5 times before. Chris Forsberg winning 4 out of those 5 times. Now, Robin Ishida debuted a new car earlier this year, so this is basically his 3rd car he's driven this year because it wasn't ready for round 1, and he had a new GTR, and now he is borrowing Human Rahimi's Nissan Z here. He's still on Achilles radials, but let's see how far Rami could take this vehicle as he's going against Chris Forsberg, who essentially this is his 2nd vehicle because he wanted to debut his new VQ twin turbo setup, but was kind of just slowed and delayed in that process. Came out with the VK56 that took him to a championship last year, and now here we have an all-Z battle. Chris Forsberg initiating into that first rear clipping zone. Robin Ishida in tow. He seems to be right there hanging tough. Now Chris Forsberg into that power alley, seems to be powering out quite a bit. Big angle there from Chris Forsberg. Well executed performance surgery on the track. Gets about middle of that outer zone, fills all of it, and the driver, Robbie Bishida, Blade Nishida, in tow, but you could just see just the dominance there from Forsberg.
Yeah, you can see a good start by Robbie, able to keep pace with Forsberg through this first turn, and then Forsberg, as he comes out of this first turn through this inside clip and then out to the second outer zone, just gets on the gas here, fills that second outer zone, blasts through the power alley, stays wide there, then hits that inside clip. Really, the only fault there is he could have been a tiny bit deeper into that final outer zone, but overall a solid lead run by Forsberg. As you can see, Robbie Nishida coming through the smoke cloud there and crossing the finish line himself.
And this is where it gets interesting. Similar to Farouk and Turk earlier today in the top 32, Robin Ishida leading in a vehicle that's kind of foreign to him, or it's a new vehicle for him. How is that car going to react? So hopefully Chris Forsberg was taking notes in his camp on what Robin Ishida was doing in his practice runs. So Robin Ishida out front, Achilles Radial, Nissan Z, and then Chris Forsberg in tow. NOS Energy 370Z on Hankook tires. And here we go. Robin Nishida out front, initiating into that first outer zone. A straight line approach for Nishida into that sweeping turn. Nishida dials in on that front clip, and now into the power alley. Robin Nishida, Chris Forsberg closing the gap there. Keeping it, seems to me, like a safe distance here, but now dialing it in and bringing it across the finish line.
Well, this on the first face looks like it should be enough to get it done here for Chris Forsberg. You can see it immediately on initiation. Robbie Nishida and Chris Forsberg are pretty tight here. Great job by Robbie through that first inside clip and really deep through that second outer zone. So good bit of driving here by Robbie Nishida, but you can see he's unable to shake Chris through this section of the course as Robbie hits that third and final outer zone. Forsberg driving through the smoke line, stays with him, and right on that back bumper by the time he crosses the finish line.
All right, so we're still here in the top 32 as we have 3 more battles left. 3 more battles left, and here we go with the outcome. Who's advancing on to the top 16? Slide him left for Nishida or right for Chris Forsberg. Chris Forsberg, the NOS Energy Drink 370Z, it advances on into the top 16. So right now, our own Lorette Nickel caught up with a driver we're going to be seeing in the top 16. Again, another Floridian driver, Alec Honadell.
Alec Honadell is having what he considers to be a smooth weekend so far, but there were some adjustments that you made. What were those?
So yesterday we had to go in qualifying with a bungee cord strapped to the shifter. Ended up working though. We got in, and now here in top 32 today, went up against Jeff Jones and ended up getting the victory.
Okay, and next you're going to see James Dean. So what are your expectations there?
To have a hell of a lot of fun. He's an awesome driver, awesome guy. I feel like we have 2 similar but different driving styles. You know, both aggressive, both stylish and fun. So let's have some fun and see if we can get some paint traded.
Alec, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Alec Honadell. Thank you, Lorette Nickel. As he said, seems like we're going to be having a heck of a lot of fun. Honadell and James Dean will be the first battle when we come back from the top 16. But we still have 3 more battles left here in top 32. And again, if you haven't picked up, you could get your Chelsea Denofa. He has a dedicated autograph session at the Centerline booth. That's Centerline Alloy Wheels. Pick up Mr. number 88, say howdy, get rowdy to Chelsea Denofa during halftime at the Centerline Alloy Wheels booth during the break. And also Odi Bakshish, he will be at the Drifts booth. Drifts Hardcore Wheels for the street. Odi Bakshish will be signing autographs at the ATD Wheels and Drifts Wheels booth. All right, so Matt Field, the beast from the Bay. Jonathan Castro, you can see that 3 times going against each other. Matt Field winning all 3 of those times. So he's essentially undefeated against the Dominican Republic driver of Jonathan Castro. Matt Field Ryan brought it up yesterday. This is where Matt Field really came to life last year. If you can recall, or if you follow the championship, 2016, he wins here in Texas, then he backs it up with a win at House of Drift. And Matt Field he just seems to be, talking to him yesterday, he says, man, I'm traveling the world, getting to drift as much as I can and drive some sweet machines, having a great time. I know he just got back from China, piloted another Falcon tire vehicle, so he's having a great time. And you know what, Jonathan Castro, I can't say enough great things about him. Just a husband, a father, and really just coming out of his shell and really flourishing, notably at Orlando earlier this year. So probably one of the best drift battles I've ever seen, to be quite honest. Here we go, Matt Field, Jonathan Castro. Matt Field out front, the Falcon tires, S14.5, big angle there from Matt Field, a wide swing. Can he bring it back? And allowing Jonathan Castro to gain that door-to-door action. Woo! Coming to that power, look at Castro not backing down. He does overshoot that front clip as Matt Field fills all of that outer zone, about the second hash mark for both of the gentlemen. Let's take a look at this again and analyze it, Mr. Sage.
Yeah, like you said, Jared, Field, great job on initiation, comes out of that zone a tiny bit early, but he goes a little bit wide here, leaves the door open for Jonathan Castro. You can see a bit wide on that first inside clip, real deep on that second outer zone. Castro coming through the smoke line here, he goes a little bit too long, and now he's forced on a tighter line there as Field tries to swing into that final outer zone, and both drivers a little bit deep on that last inside clip. Field about on that third hash mark, and Jonathan Castro on the second. But nonetheless, they'll mix things up. Jonathan Castro will go to the front, and Matt Field will chase him down.
Jonathan Castro, you can see the blue nose, red, white, and blue, like the Dominican flag, as the beast from the Bay, 777, his whole team looks on here at Big Haas. And we are ready to send cars. Two more battles after this. Peter Vincic, the Wardhouse Drift Team teammate, going against Dan Burkett, Rad Dan. And we got Dai Yoshihara and Dean Carney. And here we go, Castro and Field. Jardot, Mental Dong, Nexon Tires, Toyota Racing, Toyota GT86. Nice job by Castro. Really calm, cool, collected from Castro into the power alley. Hammering down, but Castro brings it. Nice job by Castro. All the way to that white line and performs surgery on that final front clip. Let's look at this again, Ryan. Great lead run by Castro.
Yeah, solid, snappy initiation here. Field already diving in on the inside. Good aggressive move by him. Castro really tight on that first inside clip. Pretty good job on that second outer zone. And then you can just see the acceleration there. He is a little bit on a tighter line through that power alley. So he could have gone a little bit deeper into the touch and go. And that may have given him a little bit of a lift in order to be able to get out in front of Field that way. But overall, a solid run by both competitors. And now it's in the judges' hands.
All right, so we are waiting for the verdict here of Matt Field and Jonathan Castro. I got to tell you, that was a solid lead run from Jonathan Castro. Just seemed to put the car in all the right places. Just seems to me that Castro just has a lot of confidence underneath his helmet and behind the wheel of that vehicle. Operated by Papadakis Racing, and as we know, Papadakis has 3 championships overall, 2 with Tanner Faust, 1 with Frederick Osbo, and now he's in contention of a 4th, with Osbo currently sitting 2nd in points. And Field and Castro look on, and now we'll find out who moves on into the top 16. One more time from Ryan. Brian says Jonathan Castro, Andy says Jonathan Castro. Jonathan Castro gets the victory and advances on, taking out last year's winner from Matt Field. So congratulations to Jonathan Castro. So again, 2-1. So as we are finding out the verdict there, let's have some words, or Lorette Nickel has some words with Ken Gucci about what just transpired there in top 32 between him and Juha.
It seems like Ken Gucci is just attracting, I don't know, a bunch of mayhem today, starting with Kristaps Blus, who hit you, and that resulted in a broken subframe. So how did you guys fix that?
Yeah, during our 3rd run in open practice, right before top 32, Kristaps was chasing me, and he completely nailed my passenger side rear wheel, which resulted in a broken tie rod tab on the subframe side. So it was either we replaced the whole cross member or just temporarily weld it up and bandage it for now. But we didn't have time because Top 32 was starting so soon, so we chose the shorter welding route, and it held up well until we went up against Yuha in the Top 32, and he went into a tire barrier, which was kind of crazy because I actually saw his underside of the car and tires flying at me. So I thought, oh my God, this is another Canada moment where Ryan turked, and I'm probably going to go right into him. But we got lucky. We just saw I just saw the tire wall flying at me, took out a chunk of my rear quarter panel, but other than that, there's no heavy damage, so we're in the show still.
Okay, well, speaking of Ryan Turk, you're going to see him in the next battle, so what are your expectations there?
Yeah, I have seen battle here 2 years ago, and we went one more time twice. So it's going to be an all-out dogfight, but I have nothing to lose at this point because we're so far behind the championship points. And we're just here to, mess it up a little bit for them. It'll be a good one.
Ken, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so 2 battles left. Peter Vincic warming up his Falcon tires. He rounds out that 2-car team. He's from Poland, and he had some great. He had a solid run in qualifying. He was really excited looking at social media about Peter Vincic. We featured the top 5 qualifiers, but Peter Vincic qualified 6th. And Ryan, it seems that he's on the cusp of grabbing a podium. I mean, he's right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He came into this season, relatively unknown, but has certainly showed that he has a very high-level skill, and the vehicle preparation has been there. He had a couple really, bad luck moments, especially the one in Canada where he didn't get to compete at all in the top 32. But this weekend, he's looked extremely solid and looking to push forward here into the top 16 if he can. But he's got a tough challenge in Dan Burkett.
Yeah, Dan Burkett, Rad Dan. We saw him in Long Beach. He debuts Formula Drift. This is Formula Drift Rookie Pro Championship season, and it seems that every round for him, he always has a smile on his face. He's got his wife by his side. He's got his friends. He's got people that support him, and it just seems like he's really just rising to the occasion every round. And so Dan Burkett warming up his Nexen tires. But Rad Dan in the only Supra here in pro competition, as we saw Ula Jaeger grab 2nd place last night in Pro 2 in a very infamous Toyota Supra that Fredrik Osbo used to pilot, and now it's piloted by another Norwegian driver, as Dan Burkett. Looks like that might be the last little turn and burn there for Burkett, and it is. All right, so Peter Vincic, Dan Burkett on the start line, 2nd to last battle of top 32. Peter Vincic will lead. Burkett qualifying 27th as opposed to Peter's 6th. And from the start line, they go. Clean start. Peter Vincic rocketing away from Dan Burkett. Let's see if he can gain some ground. And Burkett does. Like, see him have some more angle. Into the power alley goes Vincic, and just consistent. I mean, if you listen to the exhaust note, he is not lifting at all. Very fluid all the way through the course. Doesn't get all the way to outside zone. That final one. Let's take a look at this again here, Ryan.
Yeah, there's not much to complain about from Peter on this lead run here. You can see very little time is left off throttle. He's immediately back on. You can see Dan in the background there kind of falls offline. He was lacking the angle a little bit there. Peter feels that 2nd outer zone, goes very deep into the touch and go. Great job on that 2nd inside clip. And then right there, you can see that rear wheel is right on that white line in that outer zone. That's exactly where you want to be. So he does a great job filling that final outer zone. And then Dan Burkett is playing a little bit of catch up there towards the end.
Track maintenance, working hard, getting it back up and running order. A lot of these Black Magic intense tire clipping points getting taken out. So thank you to our hardworking staff. And now Dan Burkett will be out front. He's got the clean air. How can he fare with Peter Vincic in his rear view mirror? Remember, we have a halftime break where you can meet and greet your favorite drivers. Opportunity for them to catch their breath before opening ceremonies, which begins at 7 o'clock. Here we go, Dan Burkett. And Peter Vincic. Burkett now launching out of the hole. Peter Vincic mimicking the angle of Burkett. That beautiful looking Supra into the power alley. tight to that front clip. Get all the way out to that outside zone. And around that final front clip. Pretty good lead run there from Dan.
Well, Dan trying to fight back here. You can see he misses that first outer zone by a good margin there, just right on that outside line. Better job on that that first inside flip, but you can see Peter really sticking with him here. Dan's on that midline through the power alley there. Through the smoke line is Peter Vincek. The final turn here, Peter scoots up, closes the door, stays really tight to Dan, and keeps the pressure on.
All right, slide him left for Dan, slide him right for Peter Vincek. And there you have it. Peter Vincek gets the victory in that Wordhouse Drift Team Falcon Tires S15. Dan Burkett in the Rad Dan. Rad Industries Nexen Tires Toyota Supra is knocked out. So one more battle left of top 32. Don't go anywhere after it. We got Ryan Turk bringing out his gum out GT4586 Ferrari 458 engine under the hood of the 86. But now you could pull out your phones because you could text to win a Blackview dash camera. Our presenting sponsor, you and your car connected. It's a dash camera. Ken Gucci had one in his car. He got his mirror taken off. It captured it. So then he could basically track the guy down and pay for his thing. So it's really cool. So text BVTX1 to 38714 for a chance to win a free Blackview dash camera. Must be 18 or over to enter. Again, BVTX1 to 38714. Ryan, this is our final battle here. Dai Yoshihara, Dean Carney. What say of you, Dai Yoshihara and Dean Carney's seasons this year?
Well, both drivers have definitely had some standout moments. We have that great moment with Dean in Road Atlanta. We've seen a couple of #1 qualifications, or at least one qualification from Daijiro Yoshihara's had some strong moments. You can see the winning percentage up there for Dai, 62.1%, former champion. And both drivers are certainly studs in their own right. So this is a really great way to cap off the top 32.
Yeah, Dai Yoshihara, again, former champion, turn 14 distribution, Falcon Tires, Subaru BRZ, got the turbocharged LS, and then you got Dean Carney with that Dodge Viper, Oracle Lighting, Achilles Radial Dodge Viper. And Dean currently in the top 10 drivers in points, so it just shows you the progression of him as a driver. Dai Yoshihara will lead. Dean Carney will give chase here in the final battle of the top 32. And Dai Yoshihara. Dai Yoshihara out of the gate, launching out, and here we go. Into that first rear clipping zone. Nice job from both the guys. Dean getting a little too close for comfort there. Doing exactly what he needs to do. Apply the pressure to the door of that BRZ. Man, how he is seeing through that smoke signal is beyond me. Oh, and Dean gets thrown off. Dean Carney shredding that back bumper. And just as I was saying, that was a thick smoke trail that he was tucked into.
Yeah, I think you said it best. How he is seeing is beyond me, because that's exactly, I think, what happened here. Dai, nice job on that first outer zone, but Dean sticking with him very tight here. Now there's going to be a little bit of a price to pay, it looks like, as you can see Dean just driving through the smoke line. He's completely gone from sight, and as he transitions, he just gets a little bit offline, and Dai out front with that clean air has no problems there. So a great job by Dean to maintain that pressure and play a very aggressive game, but just coming out of that smoke line, it looks like at first pass, he just loses where he is on track, and then does a great job making a save there in order to keep the car out of the wall. So he will have a mistake, it looks like there, and they will switch things up. But I'm sure Dean is going to want to take a look at his vehicle.
All right, well, welcome back here to Texas Motor Speedway. A beautiful day as we are just about to wind up top 32. But let's have some words with Dominican Republic's own Jonathan Castro. Lorette?
Jonathan Castro came in, a huge smile, him and his team celebrating. You are moving on to top 16. Congratulations. but it has been an emotionally taxing week. Take us through why.
Yeah, it's as you know, the Hurricane Irma is hitting the Caribbean. It hit the Caribbean, and in my country specific, it was affected also. Not straight where we lived. Thankfully, we live in Santo Domingo, which is the south area. The hurricane actually, the very, very close turn north and didn't hit us directly, but still that emotional for me sitting here the same day the hurricane was almost touching. It was a lot going on, and actually when we sit in the car, it's funny because we sit in the car, the ball train failure, and we couldn't run the whole Thursday. It was good. You have to say that always God play a good strategy, give you everything happens for a reason. I just got to use that time. I didn't even practice, but I used that time to talk to my family and be in touch with the things that is going on, and monetary and everything is okay. And that's, I don't know, it's good. It affect, like I said again, it affect my country somehow. Some parts of the country, the north part. Sad for that. I hope that people okay. But yeah, there's a lot going on. Coming Friday, we're just trying to catch up with everyone and trying to get a very call. We have some gremlins who fix it, and here we are right now. We just put a good practice today, and we get my good friend Matt Field put a great shot. He's a great driver, amazing driver actually, and we got to beat him fair. So I feel good. He's going to OD next, so we're gonna have a good time.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, here we are. We are back with Top 32 action. We'll round out the second half of this battle. If you can recall just moments ago, or if you're just tuning in, this is the final battle of Top 32 here at round 7 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship presented by Blackview Dash Cameras. I'm Jared Dienda. This is deemed the Autozone Showdown. Dayoshi Hara and Dean Carney. You saw Dean Carney go into the wall. He stayed in it and did save the car, but I know he got some hands on the car. So right now it's Yoshihara and Carney. And Carney will be leading his Oracle Light and Achilles Radial Dodge Viper. Dayoshihara chasing him down. Turn 14 distribution, Falcon Tires, Subaru BRZ. So our final battle. After this, we'll be seeing Ryan Turk out on track in his gum out Toyota GT4586. So you're going to want to stick around for that. And here we go. Dean Carney out front. Dayoshihara initiates in that chase position. Dean standing on it. Good angle from Dean Carney, tight to that Black Magic intense front flipping point through the power alley. Ooh, look at Dayoshihara diving in. Dean Carney taking out that front clip, punting it across the track. And there goes Carney and Yoshihara for the final run of 32, or is it, Ryan?
Well, with Dean crashing into the wall and beating a tire, both drivers able to get a new set of rears. We're definitely going to see a very grippy, fast battle here, and that's exactly what happened. Dean shooting out of that first corner. Dai trying to keep pace. He closes the door here through Dean. Hits that second inside clip very hard and does not fully get deep into that third outer zone. Dai tightens it up around this last corner as Dean leaves the door open through that final inside clip. And that may be enough to get it done.
Get her done. As Dayoshihara and Dean Carney await. Slide him left for Carney, right for Yoshihara. And there it is. Yoshihara gets the victory. Dayoshihara advances on into the top 16. And as I said, don't go anywhere. We have Ryan Turk bringing out his gum out GT4586. These are your webcast times. Local time currently, it's the top of the hour. It's currently 5 o'clock, so in exactly 2 hours, rejoin us, join us in the stands, join us across the globe for the top 16 here at round 7 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship presented by Blackview Dash Cameras. Again, Ryan Turk is about to hit the track in his gum out GT4586, and then join us over in the pits, including all the drivers, all the fans, all the teams, all the cars, all up close and personal. Hashtag FDTX. We're going to be giving out some some gum out multi-system tune-up over at the gum out booth, so join us over there, including the president of ITW Brands, James, and Ryan Turk, so join us over there. But 32 is a wrap here at Speedway. Next stop will be top 16 in 2 hours. In 2 hours, we'll see you back here for top 16 action, and it's going to get darker and darker. The lights are going to come on, but the track stays hot here at Texas Motor Speedway.